Hello, I'm Miss Grace, and for this week's video we decided to focus it on music, and as you can tell by my background, this one's based on film scores. So the first question is, what are film scores? So basically, whenever you guys see a movie and there's music that accompanies it, that is basically a film score. They usually add to the mood of the movie, so it could be either action, comedy, romance, horror, thriller, and yeah, that's pretty much the basics of it. Usually it is done at the end though, so usually whenever the film is already being edited and everything, they add in the film composers in there so they can get a grasp as to what the type of film it is, and then they can incorporate the music to it. This differs from a soundtrack. Usually soundtracks are individual artists that directors or producers put in their movies. So a few artists could be like, well, musical artists that you guys would know of. I can't really think of any, but it's usually like the music you guys listen to, I guess you could say. And with a film score, is mostly just specific to that film, and they use computers and editing softwares, and the composers record themselves in the little studio, and while the film is being played in the background with no music, so that they can add the music in there. That's pretty much what a film score is. And up next, actually, I'm going to tell you a little bit more of the history. So just a little bit on the history. We all know that movies, well, I don't know if you guys know this, but movies were silent before. They were actually black and white and silent. They had no music. They didn't even have dialogue. You know, when we speak, it was all like, they had the words in the actual movie, like, so you can read it. So the first movie with an actual film score that was specific to that movie wasn't until 1915. So that's when we're trying to figure things out. And then during the 1930s and the 1950s, between those years was the golden age for film scores. So that's when they started realizing that adding these musics would be, it will add more to the story of the movies. And up next, I'm actually going to be showing you guys my top 10 favorite film composers and what films they've done. Sadly, I can't include music that's from what they have done, mostly because if you got, I'm pretty sure you guys do some YouTube videos here, you get copyrighted, right? So I can't really do much on that one. But I'm pretty sure if I show you the pictures with the composers of the films they've done, you guys definitely have probably seen them all. I tried to get composers where they actually did like the movies you guys would watch. You know, those kid films, those Disney animation films. So I'm pretty sure you will recognize some of those movies. And yeah, I'm going to show you that in a few moments. My top 10 favorite film composers. So my favorite one would have to be Hans Zimmer. He's a German film composer. I actually saw him live back at when I was in college, and I went to SDSU. That's where I went. So that was my first concert. So he's someone I hold close to my heart. He actually integrates like electronic music with traditional orchestral arrangements, and since the 1980s, he has composed over 150 films. And up next, you will see which ones they are. Next one would be John Williams, and he is an American composer and has composed the most recognizable cinematic music. I'm pretty sure you will recognize these when you see them. The next one is, his name is Alan Menken, and he's an American composer, but he is actually best known for scoring music that's actually been made by Walt Disney animation films. So he's like the main one for that sort of thing, so I'm pretty sure you'll recognize a few of them here. His name is Randy Newman, and he's an American composer, but he's known for his southern accented style kind of music, and you will definitely recognize some of these movies. Up next would be Danny Elfman. He is an American composer and singer-songwriter, and he has made other movies that you guys are definitely aware of, so yeah. This one is James Horner. He is an American composer, and he has motifs associated with Celtic type of music. And I have noticed when you hear his songs, you do notice that sort of sound in his music, and you will definitely recognize all these movies. Up next is James Newton Howard, and he is also an American composer. Don't worry, not all of them are American, but these are just like my top favorite ones that have like the kids movies that you would recognize. But he is the winner of 9 Academy Award nominations, so that's pretty good, and you will definitely recognize them. This one is Alan Silvestri. He is an American composer, and you will definitely recognize most of these movies as well. Up next is Harry Gregson Williams. He is actually an English composer, meaning like, you know, he's from the UK, I guess, Britain, UK. And he's actually done not only for movies, but he actually composed for video games and television. I'm pretty sure the others have done like a few of them, but he's best known for this sort of thing as well. And lastly, we have Michael Giacchio. He is an American composer, and he's actually the most recent one where the movies you will see are actually like really recent. And I think they won some awards as well at the Academy, so definitely one of the good composers out there. That's it for this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned a little bit about film scores and what they do to the movies to get us emotional, to make us feel what the characters are feeling in these movies. And maybe next time when you watch more movies, you see the similarities between the composers and how each of their movies, sometimes they differ in sound, or sometimes they're actually similar, and you can tell which composer is, you know, once you get the habit of hearing their type of style. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.